Have you heard anyone talking about the toll that being a real estate agent takes on your mental health? I want to talk about that in this video because I feel like this is not widely spoken about, and real estate and being a real estate agent can do some harm to your mental health. And if you're not proactive and thinking about it before certain things happen, then it could really do some damage to you. So I want to talk about some different moments of being a real estate agent that can be quite taxing on your mental health. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, my name is Chastin Miles, and I've been in the real estate industry for over 10 years now. And I've noticed certain things along my journey that when I think back to them, I'm like, dang, that's probably why I'm acting like this, or I'm doing this now, or thinking about this now, because time after time, they've kind of done some damage to even my mental health. So if you appreciate the fact that I'm even bringing this up, hit that thumbs up button for me. There are 4 main times that I can think of in my career that I feel like were very prevalent when it came to my mental health. One of them, and this is early on, but it continues throughout, one of them is when you are getting rejected. Think about this situation. You've been practicing your scripts, you've been practicing your listing presentation, your buyer presentation, putting in long hours, rereading, studying, going over and over and over again. And then when you actually go to use that, so when you start making cold calls or when you go on an appointment and you get rejected, and not just getting rejected one time, but over and over and over and over again. Now, I know on my channel, I preach a lot about like, you got to continue to go through it. You got to make it happen, keep practicing and all that stuff. And although that's true, because that's the only way that you're going to get better and more successful, we're human at the end of the day. And when you get rejected over and over and over again, and you're not used to that, it can do something to you. You know, you start thinking things about yourself like, am I that bad? Or why doesn't anybody want to work with me? And you start putting yourself down just because someone doesn't want to move forward with an appointment, doesn't want to join your team or your brokerage or whatever the case is. And it starts to hurt. And when that keeps like hitting at you, like it could do some damage. Number 2 moment is when you are having success and you're making money, doing deals, probably doing some investments, and then the slow markets come and your money dries up. And now you're having to stretch that dollar differently. You still have those same bills that you had when you're making $10,000 and $20,000 a month, but now you're only making $5,000, $3,000. You know, you only had one closing, or maybe in a month you didn't have any closings, and you literally start to get into this deep depression of, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna survive? Oh my gosh, do I have to go get a job? Am I failing? Did I fail at this? What are people gonna think of me? Like, you start asking yourself all those questions and you go down this deep depressive rabbit hole just because your month has slowed up. You don't necessarily feel like you weren't working hard. You don't feel like you were doing things differently. Maybe the market has taken a turn. It's just seasonality, you know, it's the holidays. People aren't necessarily moving a lot, and it messes with you. Real estate agents, we're regular people. We're regular Americans, and a lot of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. It is what it is. I'm gonna just call it like it is. Being in an industry and in a profession that doesn't have a consistent paycheck, when that money goes and dries up and you don't necessarily know, or you can't predict, you can't necessarily see when or where that next paycheck is gonna come from, oh my gosh, it's damaging. It can really take a toll on you. The third one is when you are running a team. So you remember I talked about rejection. You're experiencing rejection. I talked about how the money getting slow. And when you're running a team, both of those now are affecting your agents, and you are taking that pressure on as a team leader. It's like when they talk to you about their, slow months, or about them getting rejected, or them not making any money and being broke, you as that team leader, you start to put that weight on your shoulders. I remember for me, my personal team grew to about 17 agents. I was putting the responsibilities and pressures of all of these different agents on my shoulders. Unfortunately, I hadn't been trained or exposed to this, or, there was a lot of figuring it out. Although you can read books and go to trainings and manuals on, running the team and how to build the team, no one really teaches you about the emotional effects that you managing other people and being responsible for other people can have on you and your mental health. The last one is changing brokerages. Man, moving brokerages is a big move, and it's exciting to embark on a new journey. But during those first few months, like weeks to months, you're experiencing all of the emotions. Did I make a mistake? Oh my gosh, what am I doing? What am I running from? What am I seeking? What went wrong? Like, you're asking yourself all of these questions, all the while you are relearning softwares and platforms, relearning how this brokerage works. Your business maybe takes a little hit because you're trying to get ramped up at this new brokerage, and so the money is appearing differently in your accounts. You're having to transition all of your marketing, all of your signs, just everything, and then you're thinking about your clients too. Like, oh my gosh, what is everybody gonna think? What are my clients gonna think? How are they gonna feel? This and that. All of that pressure, including any transactions that you're trying to transition over or get rebooted, like all of that pressure is coming at you at the same time. And that's major. The light does appear at the end of that tunnel, right? It gets better, it gets easier, but we don't think about what we're going through, and we don't recognize these emotions. We don't talk about it with anybody, and that's how the damage gets done. I know for me personally, something that has been challenging for me is being able to turn off my hustle mode and feeling like I always need to work, to the point where if I'm not working, or if I wasn't working, I was feeling like a complete failure, right? Like literally I'm doing nothing with my life, and it could be for just one day or something, but it would feel like months to me. That was difficult to deal with, amongst all the other struggles that I just mentioned to you. I'd like to know, put in the comments if this career has challenged you mentally in any kind of way, if you're bold enough. I mean, I understand a lot of people, they don't have that courage to publicly say what they've struggled with mentally, but heck, I'm doing it, and I invite you to do it down in the comments. Subscribe to this video if you're not one of my subscribers yet. My content is very transparent, and I say a lot of the things that people don't say in real estate. So I would love to have you as a subscriber. Till next time, I'll talk to you soon.